Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight the Mario Party 8 World Cup Season 10 draft is officially open. With the first pick in this Mario Party 8 World Cup Season 10 draft, Canada selects Daisy from Toronto. Cuba is now on the clock, and now they have 5 minutes to select a player.
Time to get fired up. A star-studded cast. Earnhardt, Gordon, and Johnson. We're counting down to the 50th running of the Daytona 500. From Daytona Beach, Florida, this is the Budweiser Shootout. The celebrating and the racing starts right now. From the Super Bowl to the Super Speedway, it's an all-star race and opening night all rolled into one. Fox Sports, glad you're with us for the Budweiser Shootout and the start to another terrific season of NASCAR. And we're already in for a wild ride. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in his brand new 88 car, highlighting a season of change. Jimmy Johnson remaining the constant, going for a third straight championship. And from the Hollywood Hotel, Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers, the gang is all here and ready to roll. Can you believe this will be the 8th straight NASCAR season on Fox again?
With you guys,
Sure.
it seems a lot longer than that to me. But I know it's really fun. It's been a great 8 years, and I can't wait to get started.
Guess what? I think we ought to give it to him. After 8 years,
Explain to him what that is.
We want you to know one more time. This is a restrictor plate.
It doesn't restrict talking, though.
I know, but
that's
at the same
issue.
time, that is yours to take home with you as a keepsake.
It cuts down on airflow.
Which I could use. A week from tomorrow, the 50th running of the Daytona 500, so we'll talk about that. Of course, the Budweiser Shootout tonight. What excites you most about this season?
There's so many things. This is one of the most exciting. I've been coming down here for 35 years. I'm excited to see if Jeff Gordon going for 5, if he can get closer to Dale. Jimmy Johnson going for 3 in a row, 3-peat, getting closer to Cale. There's so many, to the 50th anniversary of this race, a lot to look forward to.
A lot to look forward to when you talk about that. How about the first full season with a new car? I mean, we don't know exactly how it's going to play out here at Daytona, California, Las Vegas. A lot of excitement right now, getting ready to start with the drop of the green flag here tonight.
And I'm excited to work with you guys. You're as much fun to hang out with as Bill Belichick. Hey, I care because I care. All right, now this year NASCAR wanted to return to its roots and its core fans. They want the fans to remember why they fell in love with the sport. Part of that, the human emotion, getting in a guy's grill. Not sure if that's exactly what Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch had in mind when they went at it last night. In fact, let's take a look at the history of these two going back to last season and the Daytona 500. Kurt and Tony They actually were going 1-2. Busch led 95 laps, Stewart 35. Stewart wound up 43rd. Busch finished 41st. And then at Dover, again, Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, and then on pit road, look out. This is what got Busch placed on probation for the remainder of last year. He may be headed there again because last night in the practice for this Budweiser shootout, yeah, we're talking about practice, that's Stewart into Kurt Busch. Both cars wrecking, and then watch this, not quite on pit road, but Kurt Busch gets into Tony Stewart. They were called in to the NASCAR hauler, and officially there are a lot of rumors about what went on in there. If there's any punishment, maybe Tuesday, NASCAR will hand out any kind of penalty if there is one. Officially, they're saying that what happens in the hauler stays in the hauler. It's like a bad Vegas ad, right?
Like
but did it get physical in there?
Well, we understand that everything kind of escalated. I mean, there was a lot of emotion there. And Darrell, you've been there before. I've been there. At the heat of the battle, you don't know ever what really happened.
Well, I'd like to tell you I don't know what happened in there, but unfortunately I do. You know, NASCAR's not running a daycare service here. You know, it's not an adult daycare service. These guys drive for two of the most respected owners in the garage, Joe Gibbs and Roger Penske. Those guys need to be in the hauler too. Hey, make your kids play nice.
All right, yeah, no episode of Cops tonight, but who knows what we'll see when these guys go at it. Let's check in with Steve Burns, who's with Kurt Busch.
With the second pick in the Mario Party World Cup Season 10 draft, Cuba selects Birdo from Havana. Italy is now on the clock, and they have 5 minutes to choose a player.
Kurt Busch would have started from the pole position, but Kurt, been a lot of controversy. You lost a good race car. What's your position on this about 24 hours later?
Yeah, it's funny. I picked the pole the other night, and I think you asked me, so how's it going to be going into turn one with everybody behind you? I'm like, maybe I shouldn't answer this because we're not there yet. And so, yeah, we've got our Martinsville car as our backup. So we don't know what to expect. We've got our work cut out for us. You know, we've done the aero things that we can to it to give us ourselves the best shot at taking the Miller Lite Dodge to victory lane tonight. You know, it's tough that we're in our backup. We got in a wreck during practice. You know, Tony and I are competitors. We always have been, always will be, and we need to learn how we can handle each other a little better so that nobody has to have any repercussions.
All right, thank you, Kurt. Good luck tonight. We appreciate it.
Well, Tony Stewart did not have to go to a backup car. They were able to fix the damage. What about any damage done mentally? Well, that's what we're going to ask Smoke. Obviously, things were getting crazy out there in practice. You said it's over, it's done. You're not mad at Kurt. Is that still how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the last practice, and it's pretty close to the end of the session, getting ready for the shootout. Nobody wants to get their cars tore up, obviously, and, you know, it happened to a lot of us last night. So, you know, that's what practice is for. You try things, and, you know, this package is a lot different than what we've had here in the past. And, you know, we got a run, and we made a move, and he made a move, and we ended up both wrecked. And you know, if either one of us thought that was going to happen, neither one of us would have did it. But, you know, what happened afterwards, you know, coming into the pits, you know, I've done a lot worse than that, so it's hard to hold a grudge on that. You know, doesn't mean it's right, but I mean, I've done a lot worse than that, so it's hard to hold a grudge against him for it.
Well, Tony Stewart has something on his side. He is a three-time winner of the Bud Shootout, including last year.
All right, thank you very much. Sounds like they're getting along just fine. NASCAR, talk to them, straighten them out.
Somebody got to them. They obviously rubbed each other wrong, or have rubbed each other wrong, but it's amazing in how NASCAR can change your attitude. They make it very clear, you need us. A lot more than we need you.
Have you ever had that talk
I
given
told
to
you, don't ask me why. Don't ask me how I know.
I think he's been there before, Tim.
But I like the human emotion. Two guys who never have trouble getting along. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, two of the favorites to win next Sunday's Daytona 500. We'll see them tonight in the Budweiser Shootout. Well, last night, same practice that Kurt Busch and Tony Stewart got into in the 07. That's Clint Boyer into Ryan Newman. It's going into turn 3, igniting what turned out to be an 8-car crash. And you see Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson among those that were involved and had to go to backup cars for this race. Let's check in with Dick Berggren, who's with Jimmy Johnson. Dick?
Last night, Jimmy Johnson was one of several drivers who crashed in practice. He has had to go to a backup car. That backup car is a short track car. It ran Richmond. Can a backup car that's a short track car win at Daytona?
You would think it could. I have no idea, to be honest with you, but I do know that 20 to 30 of our crew guys last night got the 911 call. I think a handful got the call, but 20 to 30 showed up. And they worked to get all the data off this car, get it turned around, changed out everything they physically could to make it a speedway car, and got it down here before the garage opened today. So the effort's been put in. I'm going to get in there and drive my butt off and see where we can put that thing. And if a short track car wins at Daytona, I know NASCAR is going to be smiling, but everybody in the garage area is going to be scratching their heads.
He has 0 laps in that car. To Matt Yoakum.
And Jeff Gordon's backup car went to victory lane last year at Darlington. Take into account the last 24 hours, what's the biggest challenge for you tonight?
Well, obviously we have to survive. I mean, that was the biggest challenge yesterday in practice, and it's going to be the same thing here tonight. I mean, it's going to get intense, but hopefully not in these first 20. You know, that last 50 lap segment. I mean, there's going to be guys up front really battling for track position because I think it's going to be important. But for us in the back, you know, I think we might have to kind of chill a little bit and watch what they're doing up front, and then, you know, really see what we can do with them in that last 50 lap segment. But I mean, you can have all the game plan scenarios you want, and they all change at all times. So, you know, the biggest thing is we got a great DuPont Chevrolet team. I got to thank all the guys for getting this car, you know, ready to go tonight, because we weren't really prepared for that. And you know, here we sit. The car looks great, and we'll see what kind of race car we've got.
2 times he's won this event, chasing number 3 tonight. Chris?
All right, thanks, Matt. More on the intensity of tonight's Budweiser Shootout and the participants. Coming up, Sister Hazel performing, and Kevin Harvick, our special guest here in the Hollywood Hotel.
Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. Side by side. Here they come. Checkered flag. Harvick.
We have 6 former Daytona 500 winners in tonight's Budweiser Shootout. NASCAR on Fox. We're glad you're with us. A week from tomorrow, of course, the 50th running of the Daytona 500. Tonight, let's talk about who's in the race.
With the 3rd pick in the Mario Party World Cup Season 10 draft, Italy selects Hammer brother from Milan. The Dominican Republic is now on the clock, and now they have 5 minutes to select a player.
And the rules, how they apply. Of course, if you won a pole in the last year or you're a former Budweiser Shootout winner, we have 4 drivers that are in their first shootout, and it's the largest field ever. 2 segments, first 20 laps, 10-minute pit stop break, and then the second segment 50 laps, and the race cannot end under caution, so we'll look for a fantastic finish as they wave the checkered flag. And Kevin Harvick knows something about capturing the checkered flag. He did that last year, one of the most dramatic finishes ever at the Daytona 500. And he is joining us in the Hollywood Hotel. A pleasure to have you with us, Kevin. Congrats on that. Thanks for being here.
Well, I appreciate it. That was definitely one of the best moments of, if not the best moment of my racing career for sure. It was
quite a night for everybody involved.
Now, you're not in the Budweiser shootout, but you got to watch that practice, and for once with all the crashes, you weren't in the middle of that. Why do you think that we saw that kind of activity?
Well, I think as we don't really know what to expect with these cars, but the cars and the racetrack did not cause those wrecks. It was just people in the wrong places at the wrong time, and I think a lot of that is just the timing of the draft, and the runs are quite a bit different speed. There is no side draft anymore. There's just a lot of things that are different, that these cars aren't like our old cars.
Well, let's get right straight to it. I want to know what he thinks about what might happen.
You think
the guys, you think going to get in trouble?
I don't think anybody's going to get in trouble. I think either everybody's going to be scared to death and it's going to be a decent race, or there's going to be some bent sheet metal. So it's going to be interesting.
They were asking me, and I don't know why they would ask me, what it was like in the truck last night when Tony and Kurt were up there. I would prefer you to answer that question.
Well, you go in the truck and you kind of get a taste of reality very quick. You understand where you are in the sport and what your position is actually, and you understand it's their rules and not yours. Sometimes you forget that.
But what about the human emotion? I think people like to see you guys get angry, but obviously there's a line you can't cross.
Well, there is a line. I mean, we are professional athletes. We are supposed to carry ourselves in a professional way, and when you do that, you hold a responsibility for your sponsors and your teams. You can still be who you are. And the way I look at it is that if it's something that you can do on the street and not get thrown in jail, it should be legal in this garage.
Well, we saw that last year between you and Juan up there at Watkins Glen. Y'all got out and had a little bit of a discussion, but nobody got hurt.
That's right.
But that was passion.
My favorite was at Bristol when you went across the man's hood, over his roof and into his face. Well, that was the best.
That was before the team owner side of myself came out, and now you understand how to play by the rules a little bit better. But we all get wound up and we all get mad, and it's good to get that off your chest.
You gotta love it.
That's right.
You gotta love it.
That's what makes our sport great.
Yeah, and Kevin's going to hang with us to watch a little bit of the Budweiser shootout as the drivers are getting ready to go 175 miles at 190 miles per hour. Let's head trackside for opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats as the Daytona Beach Police Department Honor Guard present our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Bishop Derek Triplett of Hope Fellowship Church offers our invocation.
Now, God, we thank you for this night. Thank you for all of your blessings this day. We pray your safety upon all of the drivers, all of the pit crew, all of the spectators. We thank you for it now. Please bless our troops all over this world. Amen.
And now, from the band Sister Hazel, Ken Block and Drew Copeland perform our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Race fans, how about a round of applause?
With the fourth pick in the My Party 8 World Cup draft, the Dominican Republic selects Waluigi from Santo Domingo. Mexico is now on the clock and they have 5 minutes pick a player.
Getting ready for the 30th running of the Budweiser Shootout. It's NASCAR on Fox. Let's head up to the broadcast booth, the best in the business. The guys will take you through our NASCAR on Fox racing season. Larry McReynolds, Mike Joy, you have a chance to talk before Darrell gets up there.
But only for a minute, I'm told, Chris, and that's okay. You know, I've been to all 30 Budweiser shootouts, or Busch Clash as it began. Never have I had this knot in the middle of my stomach that I think 23 drivers and their car owners, their spotters, their crew chiefs, everybody has. Larry, it's the biggest field we've ever had for a Budweiser shootout. Are we going to see a group of fast cars? Or are we going to see a bunch of smashed cars?
Well, we may see a little bit of both. And the thing about it, Mike, you mentioned 23 cars. That's over half the size of the field of the Daytona 500 next week. And I think even with some of these guys going to backup cars, the real horsepower will start at the rear of this field. And they're going to be coming up through there. They're going to be coming fast because this is a short race. It's only 70 laps. But the good news is if your car's not right, we're going to get to breathe a little bit at the end of 20 laps. We're going to get a little break. We'll get our car right. And then we'll go at it for 50 laps. That's probably going to include at least one pit stop.
This is going to be fun. Let's get a late word from the Dean of Television Pit Road Reporters, Dick Berggren.
And I'm with Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's getting ready to climb into his race car right now. Absolutely the biggest story of the offseason was Junior's move from Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, the company his father started, to Hendrick Motorsports. He is delighted that all of that is done and it is all behind him now. He is ready to start the very first race ever for Hendrick Motorsports. Helmet get ready to go on. He's been very relaxed hanging around here. There you go. He is as good as anybody who has ever raced at Daytona, one of the best. To Steve Burns.
Well, Dick, NASCAR legend Mark Martin replaces Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that number 8 car. Now, Mark Martin has said he came here as a fan in the early 70s. He got Buddy Baker's autograph and still has it to this day. In a career full of milestones, he'll have another one tonight as he starts his 20th consecutive Budweiser Shootout. He won this event in 1999.
Darrell Waltrip on his way up to the broadcast booth. Jeff Hammond outside the Hollywood Hotel, excited once again to be cutting up at the Ford Cutaway car with Kevin Harvick. Jeff?
That's right. We're out here with Kevin. And Kevin, tonight we've been talking about the way the cars handle and everything. I think a lot of folks don't understand. These cars are riding around literally on these bump stops that are located on the shocks themselves. The car goes down, and when it gets down, it actually sits on this bump stop, and again, makes it for a very rough ride, and also, it's hard to drive.
It is hard to drive, and the biggest problem that we're going to have tonight is when we come off of turn 4, there's a lot of little ripple bumps over there, and this bump stop is compressed all the way down the straightaway, so as a driver, you're hitting the bump stops, and your head's bouncing back and forth on the headrest, and the steering wheel's jerking in your hand. So it just makes the car hard to drive. Not that it makes the cars run into each other, but we don't really know what direction they're actually going yet.
So what's actually happening here is all of a sudden we're taking the spring out of play, we're taking the shock out of play. This race car is riding around basically on 4 tires. Again, when the front end starts bouncing like that, you never have any idea exactly where it's going to wind up.
Handling will be the key to winning this race and the Daytona 500 next week.
You've just heard it right now, Chris, from the guy who won here a year ago. I guarantee you right now, handling will be the key tonight as well as all week long here at Daytona.
All right, thank you, Jeff and Kevin. Kevin Harvick in 4 Budweiser shootouts. His best finish 3rd, but of course the Daytona 500 winner didn't get a pole last year and hasn't won this event, so he'll be watching with all of us. You have the best seat in the house. It's kind of a kickoff to our coverage as you get a look at some of the drivers that will be participating. You know that it's 23 drivers, the largest field ever, and 11 cars involved in the 2 final practice crashes, so it has affected a little bit of the order. Michael Waltrip was to start 3rd, so he and the Toyota moves up to the pole. Here's how they selected on speed. You saw Steve Burns with Kenny Wallace have the drivers. It was kind of an outdoor party for fans, and through a Budweiser bottle, it was just kind of a random draw. You pick a number, and again, Kurt Busch wound up on the pole, but because of the incident we talked about a little bit earlier with the crash, had to be moved to the back of the pack along with Bill Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, and Ryan Newman. So Michael Waltrip gets the start on the main spot. From that 1950 movie, All About Eve. Remember the Betty Davis? Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night. A new season begins with the same old but wonderful words. And I don't mean, gentlemen, start your tempers. I mean these words. Let's listen.
With the 5th pick in the Mario Party World Cup Season 10 draft, Mexico selects Yoshi from Monterrey, Mexico. The United States is now on the clock, and now they have 5 minutes to choose a player.
Martinsville, my special guest. He's trying to break into Nextel Cup Racing. You're going to hear a lot from him. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did. Good job.
Okay.
You ready?
Now, there's 3 important things here at Martinsville I want to try to teach you.
Okay.
All right. One is, when you're going down into the corner, you want to make sure that you hit the brakes. A lot of guys don't do that. It causes a lot of problems. Another thing you want to do here at Martinsville, which I think is real important, you want to get really, really, really close to the wall. And it really doesn't make the car go that fast, but the girls love it.
Yeah, this looks cool.
I would say the most important thing in Martinsville, before you leave, make sure you go to the concession stand and get a couple of hot dogs.
Oh, yeah, I've already had 5.
See Gordon sitting up there?
I thought that was him. I didn't want to say anything.
Did you learn anything on this deal? I tried to give you a couple of pointers.
Yeah, I did. I learned you get close to the wall, but not too close. Stay off the curbs. Don't lock the front brakes up getting in the corner. Get off the corner straight. Should be good.
Most important thing.
What's that?
Don't forget to get your hot dogs at the concession stand.
Yeah. Oh, I'm already good there.
Thanks for coming, man, and
You
good
got
luck.
it. Thanks for giving me a ride. I thought you said I got the drive.
Probably would have been a faster lap. How was that?
It was good. I really think he paid attention. I think he learned a few things.
You got some chili from that hot dog on your tie, by the way. Junior and the 42 others beginning to roll off of pit road here at Martinsville. We talked about how challenging pit road can be here at Martinsville. A lot of stories down there today. Let's get started with Dave Burns.
And Jeff Burton might have wanted Wally in his car for his qualifying lap this weekend. 28 starting position is the worst that Jeff has done on a short track this season. So 2 things he has to keep in mind. First of all, stay on the lead lap. When Jeff takes the green, our championship leader, the leader of the race is already going to be screaming down the backstretch. So he's got to definitely stay on the lead lap early on. And then keep the fenders on the race car. Jeff's got to make his way up through the field. He's going to have some contact. He just has to make sure he doesn't hurt his car too much going to the front. Matt?
And Dave, Jimmy Johnson is 9th in the racetrack, 7th in the championship standings. Now, Wally and BP documented very well just how tough and treacherous this pit road is. Now, Chad Knaus, he chose to stall right off of turn 4, right around the bend. The issue is it does have a slight elevation change, so you are pitting a little bit of an elevation angle. He does have about a 7-foot cushion between his pit stall and the one of the 43 team, Bobby Labonte. They feel like even though they're 146 points out, they still have a shot at this championship. A lot of great tracks coming up, and they have their mojo back after finishing 2nd last week, and they're pitting in the same pit stall that he won from 2 years ago. Marty Snyder?
Matt Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his team used a little strange of strategy on Friday afternoon, choosing for the first time this
this year to concentrate solely on qualifying for one reason. They wanted a good pit stall. They used their teammate, Martin Truex Jr., to have him work on race setup. Did it work? Well, Junior qualified 7th, and he got the 3rd pit stall on pit road, only 140 feet from the end of Junior's pit stall to the end of pit road. That will be key this afternoon. Alan?
Want to pick a favorite to win the race today? Jeff Gordon would be a good bet. He starts on the front row. He's won here at Martinsville 7 times. After trouble in the last 3 straight races, Gordon is 10th in the championship. He says a title this year is unlikely. He's here to win. I wouldn't bet against that. Bill?
Thanks, Alan. I wouldn't either. Have a good day down there. Go online to NBCSports.com, and you can get the pit map. It's in the NASCAR section at NBCSports.com. And Benny, I was at NBCSports.com last night getting some information for today's race, and I must say there's a very nice article you wrote there about the treatments you've gone through for your lung cancer and the support you got from the NASCAR community and the inspiration you got from fans that you've really never met.
Never met before, thousands of them, email, cards, letters, and I think the story it turned out very well. So if you want to find out about how I've been fighting this lung cancer, NBCSports.com.
And the
with the 6th pick in the MP8WC Season 10 draft, United States selects War Toad from North Carolina. Venezuela is now on the clock, and they have 5 minutes to select a player.
maybe the best piece of advice there, BP, was the last line in that article.
If you don't feel well, go see a doctor. I mean, early detection in anything is the key.
All right, and that's what you did, right?
That's what I did.
Okay.
What if you're psychotic like Weber? Is there any symptoms for that?
See,
no help for you.
No sensitivity, is there? That's all at NBCSports.com. I'll tell you, we were outside for the Bank of America Countdown to Green, and it might say it's 53, but it feels a lot colder, doesn't it?
It feels like it's about 33. It is cold out there.
But that's good for the drivers.
Oh, yes.
That's good for the drivers because they won't feel that heat coming up through those floorboards, and also for the brakes. You don't normally have too many brake issues when it's a nice cool day like this because it makes a big difference. Keeps everything cold.
Field has just gotten the 1 to go. We'll get the green flag next time by. Here are the Chevy drivers to watch and their best Martinsville finish. Obviously, Gordon with the 7 wins here. Jimmy Johnson has run strong here. Earnhardt has never won here, and Kevin Harvick really hasn't had many good runs here. His best finish 7th. Our Chevy drivers to watch here at the Martinsville Speedway.
Yesterday in practice, Jimmy Johnson, that 48 car, was very, very fast, and they were extremely happy with their car.
I think that 20 car looked pretty good too, BP. I watched him down in the corners, and that thing probably was one of the most consistent cars that I saw out there in practice.
We'll see how it all unfolds. 500 laps on this tight half-mile track. Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon on the front row. Green flag going in the air for the Subway 500 on NBC.
Gordon's going to lead that first one.
Really wanted it, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Denny Hamlin thought about maybe 3 wide at Martinsville and then backed out of it.
24 car, Gordon slipped up a little bit in the center of the corner there. He just
Folks, we got a special for you. We got the car tomorrow, today. Come on in, get you one. We're dealing. Trust me, you ain't never seen a car like this. Low mileage? How about no mileage? This baby hadn't run a mile yet. That's all gonna change today. Little baby is fully loaded. Well, I take that back. She's not fully loaded. No AM, FM, no stereo, no air conditioning. Look at that. That gum door won't even open. Moonroof? Who needs a moonroof when you got roof flaps? Miles to the gallon? Hey, with this baby, it's more like gallons to the mile. Look at this baby, car with a wing. Hey, son, this ain't your granddad's car, I can tell you that. I don't know what that thing is, but I want one. Bad credit? No credit? Hey, no problem. My man right here, my finance manager, No Hassle Hammond, he'll take care of everything. You got to get you one of these. Pretty soon, this will be the only car NASCAR runs. What you gonna take to get you in this car today, huh? Aw, shucks, I can't get you one of these things anyway. The only place you can get one of these cars is right here. NASCAR on Fox.
Would you buy a used car from that man? Your e-ticket has been stamped. Hang on for a ride through Tomorrowland. The new car has arrived, and you're going to be the first to see it. Fox Sports welcomes you to the Roman Coliseum of Racing, Bristol Motor Speedway in the hills of eastern Tennessee. This the 5th race of the season, but the first ever for NASCAR's Car of Tomorrow. How will the best drivers in America take to their new wheels? Well, today you'll have the best seat in the house to find out. We welcome you inside the Hollywood Hotel, ushering in a new car, a couple of old faces. And
That's my other brother. That was my other brother, Daryl.
I'm glad you upgraded the jacket just slightly. Daryl Waltrip, Chris Myers, our crew chief Jeff Hammond will join us in a moment. Kind of like mystery theater with what to expect with this car, right?
Well, they've done everything to this car but crash it. And it's supposed to be safer, and I'm sure it is by all the things I know about it. But today we're going to crash test it, because that's what Bristol does. You get a lot of bumping, a lot of banging. We're going to see just how tough this car is today.
And which drivers can handle the primary reason for the new car, driver safety, intention also to create competitive balance. Part of the reason that you see that front splitter and a rear wing. Eventual cost containment, that's part of what they want to do. And the new car will be used in 16 races this year. There's talk that maybe it will be used in every race next NASCAR season. And Daryl, the reviews so far, what do you think?
Well, if you're an old school driver, some of the older guys, I think they're going to love this car because it drives like a car from the past. It's not aero dependent. All the cars that they've had over the last several years have been developed in the wind tunnel, all about aero. This car is all about mechanical and mechanics, spring shocks, sway bars, things that we're used to working on.
And
with the 7th pick in the Mario Party World Cup Season 10 draft, Venezuela selects Dry Bones from Caracas. South Korea is now on the clock, and they have 3 minutes to choose a player.
when we talk technical and mechanics, we bring in our crew chief, Jeff Hammond, at the Ford Cutaway Car just down below the Hollywood Hotel. Jeff, thanks for being with us. I know you're going to explain everything. First, I want to congratulate both you and Daryl Waltrip for your Emmy nomination. Outstanding studio analyst for you and outstanding event analyst for DW. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. And yeah, way to go, DW.
Yeah, we're very proud of you guys. We're rooting for you. And you know, after seeing that little open bit, when I think Emmy, okay, I usually think this right here. To me, that says award winner. And we kid, because we get those clothes were from yesterday. Jeff, you're down there. Explain, give us the lowdown on the car tomorrow. Show it.
Well, Chris, you've already started talking about one of the key things. I think this whole race car has to be the front end and the splitter itself. When you see this part on the race car, this is kind of something different. Nobody's really used to look at the car like that. And I think today, this could be one of the things we see a lot on the racetrack. And I'm talking about in pieces, as DW's already talked about. But one unique part about this car has to be the safety aspect of it. And right now, the impact foam in behind this door panel is something new we've never seen before, and I believe it'll be also tested as the day goes on.
You know, Jeff, one of the things that I really don't like about the car is the rear wing. And the main reason I don't like it is because I don't know anything about it. Can you help me out there, buddy? I don't know a whole lot about that piece.
Yeah, it really is. It's a totally different look from what we're used to seeing with the spoiler. Wing definitely is what this is. It looks like something off a Formula One car almost, but it makes a lot of downforce as far as air flowing over it. But the unique part has to be the side plates here. And what they do is they make side force. They have to make this car really dig into the racetrack and get that side grip from all the air that hits on here. But guys, I think this thing could also play today in another area that we maybe will have to kind of watch. watch. Maybe on pit road. I'm looking for a lot of the teams that have a problem. Oh, getting around the car. That could be something we'll have to watch. I think pit stops will be slower because of it.
All right, and how about where the driver sits, the cockpit area? Biggest changes there.
Oh, yeah, take a look over here. We've got a COT chassis, and you can see exactly what we're talking about. The halo bar. This is what goes above the driver's head, definitely taller, about 2.5 inches. Gives the guys a lot more room as far as the head's concerned.
All right, thanks very much, Jeff. Hurry on back up to the Hollywood Hotel and join us. Old car, new car, any car. Kurt Busch has been the right guy at Bristol. He's won 5 of the last 10 races here today, starting in the next to last position, though, and no one has ever won a Bristol race from that far back.
Boot, scoop, and boogie. Busch likes this racetrack.
Busch has got to run. Busch wins it. Woo!
And we're glad that Kurt could join us from trackside, get ready to go racing. Kurt, what do you think? A thumbs up on the car of tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. We've been having our troubles this weekend, but we think we've got it all behind us. We were off in practice right before qualifying, so it's like, all right, let's throw this at it. We were twice as far off.
Hey, Kurt, it's DW. When you start that 4 back, you know, the first thing you're going to hear is the old crew chief calling you and saying, hey, dude, the leader's 2 seconds back. You got to get up on the wheel. You got to get aggressive. How you going to handle that today, buddy?
With the 8th pick in the Mario Party World Cup Season 10 draft, South Korea selects Blooper from Seoul. The Kingdom of the Netherlands is now on the clock, and now they have 3 minutes to pick a player.
Pigeon, 6'8", 240. Gasman, Brad Pickens, 6'6", and the catch can guy, Jason Dalrymple, 6'7". Matty.
What we have to do visit every time we come to Bristol, and that's
keeping that car.
Fix it. Other guy, it happens. So,
car's going to
patient at the beginning through the situation.
And you're saying, hey, dude, the leader's 2 seconds back. You got to get up on the wheel. You got to get aggressive. How you going to handle that today, buddy?
Well, right now, you know, with the way the lucky dog situation is, if you do go a lap down, we can't pressure ourselves to work our way too quick through the pack because we've got all these new guys out here, a new race car. Very patient at the beginning, I think, is going to be the key for us.
Do you have any idea, Kurt, how this car is going to respond to running into other people? I mean, do you think it's tough? Do you think it's tough enough?
It doesn't seem like it's tough enough, but yet we have yet to see any of it happen. So we just got to play it by ear, and if we have damage, we've got to come in and fix it. If other guys have damage, that means we'll be able to pass them and work our way towards the front.
But starting back in the back there, big guy, how tough is it, and what is your mission right now as far as keeping that car clean?
Well, it's just what we have to do every time we come to Bristol, and that's survive. You have to work your way through the pack. If you have let's just say we started on the pole and had to change engines during practice, we'd be in the back. We feel like we've got a fast enough car with the Miller Lite Dodge Avenger to work our way through the pack and see what we get. So same old Bristol for us.
Hey, before we let you go, I know you're happy with your new crew chief. Jeff Hammond, our Emmy-nominated crew chief, was once your crew chief. We're putting up a graphic for people at home to see your career with Jeff Hammond. Without, I mean, since you left, you have taken off the championship, top 10s.
Look at all those zeros.
Yes, right. That's on the Hammond side, right? So he's a pretty good broadcaster. So you talk about your crew chief and that relationship.
Well, I guess with that stat, I'm a slow learner, so I didn't pick up the paces I needed to when I had Hammond with me, and then my rookie year I struggled as well. And here I am with a car tomorrow starting almost last. So give me time, we'll make it work, and I'm real happy with Roy McCauley, my Penske team. I couldn't have made a better choice to come to this race team.
All right, good luck on the race today. Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks a lot.
Kurt Busch, who has owned this place, his best finish so far this year.
Hey, are these people working for us or working against us?
Well, the thing is right now, I will say about Kurt Busch, he is very adaptable. He'll do fine today.
And we kid because we care. If we didn't kid you, then you know we wouldn't like you or something like that. All right, let's check in with our Fox Pit Watch and start with Matt Yoga.
Chris, Tony Stewart had the best car in final practice, but does he have a good enough car today to help score Chevrolet's 600th NASCAR win?
Well, Jimmy Johnson's been to victory lane 25 times, but never at this track. Does he know how to find it? How bad does he want it? We're going to talk to Jimmy Johnson.
Jeff Gordon has 5 wins. He's led over 2,400 laps on this racetrack. But will all that success transfer to the car of tomorrow today?
Well, what do you think Formula One star Juan Pablo Montoya thinks of this place? I'll ask him.
Hi, thanks, crew. Short track, short tempers, but a big show ahead. A track like Bristol, completely foreign to a racer like Juan Pablo Montoya. We'll find out how he will handle this half mile.
That's funny right there.
And two-time Bristol winner Matt Kenseth out of the car and onto the stage for photo finish. Mark Martin missing his first race weekend in almost 20 years. What's he going to be doing and who's filling in? You'll meet the new guy. And, of course, we're still dealing with the car of tomorrow.
Diablo Español.
El automobile de mañana.
Here at Bristol, but today he's going to do something that he's never done before. Stay with us. Glad to have you along for NASCAR on Fox.
With the 9th pick in the Mario Party World Cup Season 10 draft, the Kingdom of the Netherlands selects Toadette from Amsterdam. Japan is now on the clock, and now they have 3 minutes to pick a player.
Mark Martin right now truly is an army of one.
Check out the points. Mark Martin in first, but not here at Bristol, taking the weekend off, and he'll lose his points lead. Also end that streak of 621 consecutive starts. As you check out the rest of the points, he's expected to miss next week's race in Martinsville, be back in April at Texas. Martin, by the way, the only driver in last year's chase for the championship who did not win a race during the year. A weekend off doesn't mean the Mark is too far away from racing. On Saturday at Lake City, Florida, he was watching his 15-year-old son, Matt, run in a late model race. The younger Martin competing against, among others, in the Super Late Model 25 event, motocross superstar Ricky Carmichael. That's Carmichael's car in the to be tutoring both. Regan Smith, who is half Mark Martin's age, gets behind the wheel of the 01 car today. Growing up, Smith said he liked Davey Allen, but his hero was Mark Martin. And one day, Regan hopes to be good enough to make Smith a household name.
Hi, I'm Regan Smith from Cato, New York, driver of the 01 U.S. Army Chevrolet. And it's Regan with 2 E's, or 1 E, but it sounds like 2 E's. When I first called Mark Martin, my teammate this year, I remember picking the phone up and finally getting the courage to dial it. You know, palms are sweaty and hands were shaking. To be talking to him on the phone, it seemed almost surreal. Growing up in New York, Syracuse basketball and football is about really the only thing in the area, so you gotta cheer for him, definitely. You know, I like the golf just because it's something different from the day-to-day lives. You know, you can get out there and the only thing you're worried about is chasing that little white ball. Usually, if I'm playing, I'm chasing it back and forth. I'm going every which way but the right way.
Hey, DW, I think he likes Army golf.
Yeah, military. Left, right, left,
all right.
Yeah.
I'll do the jokes. You guys do the analyst work. Okay.
We've been working on that all morning.
And you did it well. How about, he said, I got a lifeline. I'll be on the phone, Regan, with Mark Martin. He said, I'm there if you need me all day, but he can't dial it. Is Martin going to stick to that 22 race plan for the year?
Well, I don't know, but Regan ought to be real good today if he wants to keep that right. But I got to think, Mark's going to run more races, I guarantee you.
All right. And how about, now
how much you want to bet?
For everyone over 22 he runs, you owe me 100.
Okay.
How about it's about Mountain Dew?
I don't think we can wager in this state. The car owner, they keep the points no matter who's behind the wheel.
That's the most important thing right now. It would be really special for Bobby Ginn to be able to have these two drivers be able to bring him home a driver's championship just as important as, owner's championship just as important as a driver's championship.
All right, just when you think you've heard the last from Mark Martin.
If you think about it, there's never been a NASCAR race on Fox that I hadn't been in. So now I finally get to do something I've been wanting to do for years. Push mute on DW.
With the 10th pick in the Season 10 draft, Japan selects Warrior from Tokyo. Colombia is now on the clock, and now they have 3 minutes to choose a player.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I look forward to being a race fan just like everyone else and watching the one and only NASCAR on Fox.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Domino's Double Zero Deal, the official pizza of NASCAR. Last year it snowed during the Bristol race weekend. Can you believe that? The forecast for today, heat and sunshine may set a record if the temperature goes over 85 degrees. Springtime means baseball. Catch it. Major League Baseball on Fox April 7th, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Mets and Braves and other great games get things started. The defending points champ Jimmie Johnson buzzing into Bristol, sizzling. He's been hotter than Kobe Bryant lately. Jimmie going for his 3rd consecutive win. Oh, I'll tell you who that is. He's never won here, at least not yet, but now he's ready to make his own noise in Thunder Valley.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why. This is why. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why. This is why. This is why I'm
Here's
hot.
Krista Voda with Jimmie. Hey, Krista.
Hey guys, you know, in the closing laps of his win last week, Jimmie Johnson at Atlanta said he was holding his breath. So now we're at Bristol in a car of tomorrow. Will you be holding your breath in this race?
You will at Bristol. It doesn't matter what car you're in. I woke up Friday morning just mad and angry, and my wife's like, well, what's the problem? Yeah, I said, I'm at Bristol. I'm just getting ready for this place. So it's time to race. We've got a good car. The Lowe's Impala's been driving well, and hopefully we can survive 500 laps today.
I know after winning the championship, you kind of start to find the finer details. Winning on a road course, winning at a short track. How big is Bristol? Where does that rank on your list?
Bristol's one of my goals. I want to win at Bristol and on a road course, as you mentioned. Those are my 2 primary goals this year. Get a couple shots at each of them. We'll see how it goes.
All right, he's going to try to do it in the car of tomorrow, going for Chevy's 600th all-time win.
All right, thanks, Krista and Jimmie. All right, guys, I'm no genius, but
absolutely.
Jimmie has 2 wins, and he has a 3rd place in California, right? But he's 4th in points. So what's the deal here when you look at the big picture?
It doesn't take but one bad race to kind of get you in that kind of situation. But the other key thing is right now, I think that this team has already hit its stride early in the season. And I think it's really a good relief for him to get a win early on, especially too.
One of the things they got to do is just keep their team together. Remember, think about Earnhardt, Petty, all those guys in the past. They stayed with the same team. Dale drove for Richard Childress all those years, won races, won championships. If Chad and Jimmie stay together with Rick Hendrick, they will continue to win races and championships. That's a dynasty team.
Right, and he is the leading money winner so far, and when they start the chase, he'll be in good shape. All right, Juan Pablo Montoya has won the Indy 500 and plenty of Formula One races. He's from Columbia, not South Carolina. That's the country.
Hey.
After his 5th place finish last week, the best so far in his NASCAR rookie season. He starts today from the back of the pack. It could be in for the wildest, bumpiest ride of his career. Our Dick Berggren is standing by.
Yeah.
And with that background of Formula One and IndyCar racing, he had never even run a place like this. So what do you think of Bristol?
I think it's a really cool place. You know, it's an amazing place to run. It's hard, man. It's, you know, from a lot of guys that came from small tracks, it's a lot easier for us. You know, for me this is the smallest place I ran before this was Memphis. It's pretty tough, but you know, we're getting the hang of it.
And they started you with the other car and then switched to the car tomorrow for here.
Yeah, and also it's everything came together. It's pretty tough, but you know, yesterday we did a good job, and I think my Texaco Havoline Dodge car today should be pretty good as well.
Good deal. He ran all 300 laps in yesterday's Busch race. To Matt Yoakum.
And one guy who's won here at Bristol in the past is Tony Stewart. Fastest car in final practice. What's the biggest concern for you today with this new car tomorrow?
No, really no concerns. I mean, it's just a matter of going out and driving them. You know, once we get in them and start the race, you're not really going to even think about it. It's just going to be a matter of going out and doing what you do every week, and just trying to hope that the adjustments that you have will be able to compensate for whatever that happens with track conditions and all that. So we just have to wait and see. It seems like, contrary to everybody's popular belief, it's actually harder to pass than versus easier. It seems like they're more aero dependent now than they've ever been, but as time goes on, I'm sure that aspect will get better. So we'll wait and see what we can do with our Impala this week.
And you're going to be a big cover boy again on the EA Sports game.
Yeah, I was pretty excited when we were on it in 2001 and 2004, and then each year after we were on the cover, we won the championship. So I don't know if it'll help us this year, but according to history, it should lead to hopefully to another championship next year for sure.
Well, good luck today.
Thanks, bud.
Chris?
All right, thanks, Matt and Tony. And, of course, it's kind of the opposite of the John Madden video game curse. Let's get Madden's reaction.
That looks like a couple of crew chiefs after the race
Exactly
today.
right. Or drivers.
And by the way, crew chiefs, right? With their crews have to be on the go today, no matter what. There's no break time.
Yeah, they've got to be on their game today. Everything happens so fast here. If the crews are not prepared, one flat tire, and somebody's got their basically head out of the game, they'll be in trouble.
All right,
16-second laps. You go down the hurry here.
He's two of the best right there.
Jeff Gordon is on the pole, second in points. He's won 5 Bristol races. We'll talk with him coming up, but let's check out Speed's Road Tour Challenge.
The Speed Road Tour Challenge continues. Esty is on the phone. Scott's not feeling well. And the other one is incognito.
I am ready to just relax and chill and be home for a little bit.
How about Wagner? Isn't there supposed to be 4 of us?
Where's Becky to help clean? My main strategy was to get off the bus, period. It's just too much drama and emotional instability for me.
With the 12th pick in the Mario Party World Cup Season 10 draft, Puerto Rico selects Luigi from San Juan. Australia is now on the clock, and now they have 3 minutes to pick a player.
I'd rather not be around her at all.
I've got nothing to say about or to Becky.
No telling what'll happen next week.
We'll get these cars warmed up, have us a little smash up derby time.
Like literally on fire. Today is the end of my Speed Road Tour Challenge.
Packing it up.
It's just time to go.
Jeff Gordon just got by Matt Kenseth. And look at this, the 24 just went around.
Out of his car, and he's not happy.
You're at Bristol. Tempers flare for everybody.
That's just Bristol, baby.
Jeff Gordon placed on probation for a few months for that shove with Matt Kenseth. He hopes to figure out the car tomorrow today, maybe take over the points lead. He's standing by with our Steve Byrne.
Yeah, let's find out, Chris. 5 wins here for Jeff. You got his 5th pole on Friday. You've led 13 of the last 15 races here. But, Jeff, does any of that mean anything here today? Could you transfer that success?
Well, yes and no. I mean, there's a certain feel that you're looking for in a balance on the car that this place, I think, needs. But a lot harder to figure it out with this car than it was on the older car. And, we figured it out on Friday. We're going to take advantage of this track position, the DuPont Impala SS, and hopefully we can take advantage of that pit road spot as well.
Jeff, what kind of racing are we going to see here today? We've always seen emotional racing, tempers flaring, beating and banging. Will we see anything different today?
Well, I mean, the bumpers line up a lot different. It's a lot harder to pass with this car than we've seen so far, but some guys have got the handle, some guys don't. So I think that you're going to see a fairly typical Bristol.
And no pushing and shoving this year, right?
Yeah, hopefully not by me anyway.
All right, back to Chris.
All right, thanks, Steve. I still don't get it. I mean, the boos with some of the cheers for as good a champion as he's been. He's driving like a champion this year.
Boy, it really is. He's off to a great start, and I think that the other competition ought to be really worried about Jeff because he has all the tools. I say it all the time. He reminds me of Tiger Woods. On his worst day, he's better than most everybody else. He's starting in that number 1 pit slot. Got that going for him. I heard a little uncertainty in his voice, but I think he'll have a good day.
But I think the other key thing is I think he and Steve Letarte have finally got on that page of really understanding what each one of these guys need to have in their race car.
Anytime he can promote the crew chief.
Hey, man, it's all about it. It's a team.
Well, I got someone to agree. He and Steve have come together pretty well.
Which was a little bit of an issue last year. All right, time now for our Fox News Watch. We begin by wishing Kelly Earnhardt-Elledge a speedy recovery. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s sister is recovering from surgery, and so the driver of the 8 car has put contract negotiations with DEI on hold for now. Jr. has 1 career win at Bristol. He's currently 26th in points. Matt Kenseth 5th in points today, getting his crew chief back. Robbie Reiser returning from a season-opening suspension along with Kenny Francis, and Casey Kane really needs him. That team is 36th in points. On the track, too tough to tame, not too tough to pave. Darlington last repaved in 95. The Lady in Black will undergo the facelift after this year's race on Fox. They've already begun improvements, just like Bristol. They're going to change the concrete here after this race today.
With the 13th pick in the Mario Party 8 World Cup Season 10 draft, Australia selects Mario from Sydney. Israel is now on the clock, and now they'll have 3 minutes to pick a player.
All right, time now for a little gas and go with our guys.
All right, let's do it.
We ask
ready.
questions that you have never heard, and we pretend like we like the answers, and you're on a time limit. All right, DW, here, this is for you. 15 seconds. Was Bristol the right place to debut the car tomorrow?
Well, that's a no-brainer. You bring a car here. I mean, the car is not the issue. It's going to be about drivers and who can work the throttle and staying out of trouble. There are some issues with the car, but I don't think they'll be the star of the show today. I think the scuffling and shuffling after the race, though, is going to be the problem.
Hey, that's my job. All right, Jeff, this is for you.
Don't cut me short either.
It's a quickie. 10 seconds. Does the car tomorrow really level the playing field for manufacturers?
No.
No?
I do not believe that has anything to do with it. What it does do, it will separate the men from the boys. I'm talking about the good teams and the bad teams. That's what it's going to do.
Yeah, I don't see it doing any good.
Toyota had a rough start, and Dodge has struggled a little bit. All right, Jeff, will the car of tomorrow add frustration to the race today? Talk about tempers here usually are bad enough.
Oh, Chris, the intangibles. This is what this race has always been about and will be even more about today because of the fact nobody knows whether or not when you hit one of these cars, nobody's really done any beating and banging. It's going to be interesting. And see, the crews have already got started. It's already going to be a free-for-all. It's a free-for-all.
And those are guys who like each other.
That's right. Teammates.
All right, Daryl, for you, Jeff Gordon upset with Juan Pablo Montoya for racing him too hard at the end of last week's race. Did he have something to beef about? Was that legit?
Juan can be a lonely number sometimes.
And he didn't rehearse that, I have to tell you. Thank goodness.
I don't know. I think it was really good racing myself.
And
you got to, like Jeff said, you got to know who to race and not to race.
And this is a good place for revenge, right? You can't call it that. All right, time's up. Jeff, will Casey Kane race any differently today because he's not in the top 35 in the owner's points?
He better. Yeah. He better get up on that wheel, and he and his crew chief better have a good package today because if he keeps slipping and sliding back, next week when he gets to Martinsville, he's liable to have to sweat some bullets, and that's not something he really wants to have to deal with, I don't think.
He's failed to finish 2 of the last 3 races, but again, he gets his regular crew chief back. Okay, all right, Daryl, 15 seconds. What's the best rivalry in Bristol?
Why does he get 15? I only get 10.
Because he's the star. All right, what do you think? We got Harville Biffle, we got Kenseth Gordon, we got Hammond and Waltrip.
Well, I like Harvick and Biffle. I'd like to see some of that, but then, Matt and Gordon, that was pretty exciting, too. You don't see that very often, 2 calm guys, so we don't know who the stars of this show are going to be until it's over.
It could be today, right?
It could be those 2 guys, right? Teammates. It doesn't matter.
It could be the car tomorrow against everybody.
I've even seen that guy. I've even seen Dale.
Remember what he did last time?
This is for both of you since you were whining, all right?
Oh, thank you.
But you each have 10 seconds.
That's 30 seconds.
Daryl still goes first. All right, there's got to be a better name than car of tomorrow. So what are you going to call yours? COT?
No, COY.
What's that?
Coy. I'm going to be coy here.
Oh, and it's the car
of yesterday.
All right, I love that. See, he's not. What's yours? Come on, Jeff.
It's real simple.
Done?
Supercar. I mean, this thing is able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. I mean, it's just like Superman.
All right.
Supercar.
That was kind of exciting. Thank you very much. I think
what a letdown. You said you had a really big.
I know.
So
Coy
wait
wins.
a minute. Then share with us your great idea, genius.
So, I like Coy. I'm going to ride his coattails, just like you did all those years.
That's exactly.
Matt Kenseth, who did a good job hanging in there with his interim crew chief. Chip Bolin has a new challenge today, like a lot of the drivers steering the car at tomorrow. His biggest challenge, though, might have been having to put up with me for photo finish.
With the 14th pick of the Mario Party 8 draft, Israel selects Peach from Tel Aviv, and she's your season 10's Miss Irrelevant. And I'll repeat the draft order. Daisy got selected by Canada, then Birdo was selected by Cuba, Hammer Brother by Italy, Dominican selects Waluigi, then Mexico selects Yoshi, then USA selected Toad, then Drybones was selected by Venezuela, Looper was selected by South Korea, the Kingdom of the Netherlands selects Toadette, Wario gets selected by the Land of the Rising Sun, Japan, Bull got selected by Colombia, then Luigi got picked by Puerto Rico, then Mario got selected by Australia, and Peach, the season's Miss Irrelevant, is the last pick, having been selected by Israel. And I would like to thank you for those who have joined the draft, and I would say thank you for joining us, the Mario Party World Cup Season 10 draft presented by Red Bull. This is it. Now signing out.